was that? It got me jumping and singing along in here. I wish I was out there with them on the field. Welcome into this week's episode of Swing Away. I'm your host, Sydney CARIEL. This show is brought to you by Lawrence Technological University. Don't forget, LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women. Not only that, athletic and academic scholarships are available, and you can recruit yourself. Visit ltuathletics.com. We've got a handful of games to highlight this week. Let's waste no more time. We'll start with a Macomb Area Conference Catholic League crossover matchup. Anchor Bay ranked 9th in Division I at home to take on Warren Regina, led by legendary head coach Diane Laffey. We'll start this one off in the bottom of the third with Anchor Bay leading 1-0. Jessica Orlando would take this pitch opposite way to right. That drives in 2 runs. The Tars are up 3-0. Anchor Bay had Allison Vogt on the mound, and she was on her game, striking out 8 Regina batters in her 7 innings of work. The Tars would add more to their lead in the bottom of the 5th. 2 more runs score, and Anchor Bay is up 6-0 now. Regina trying to rally in the top of the 7th with a runner on first, but check this out. Rayleigh Caraway with the diving catch and the throw from her knees to first for the game-ending double play as Anchor Bay goes on to beat Regina 6-1. Next, we go to rivals in the same town. A battle between Troy Athens and Troy went at it last Thursday afternoon.
1, 2, 3, ponies!
Troy Athens just a couple of games out of first in the OAA White Division. They had Ashley Goodhue on the hill. She went the distance, 7 innings to go along with throwing 7 strikeouts. Troy countered with Kayla Zemke. She was solid on the mound, going 6 innings and throwing 8 strikeouts herself. It was a scoreless game after 2 innings of play. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Athens had 2 on for Julia Dollarup, who comes through with the single, driving in 2 runs as Troy Athens would shut out their rivals 2-0. Next, we go to the Downriver League. Woodhaven was singing all the right tunes in this one. They came in ranked 5th in Division I as they were at home to take on Trenton. The Trojans, looking to avenge a loss to Woodhaven earlier in the season, will pick things up in the 1st. Sophomore Annika Seghetti pokes it to right center, and she would hustle her way to 3rd for the triple. The next batter, Gracie Rickman, would ground into a fielder's choice but would get the RBI. Trenton was out to a 1-0 lead early. Woodhaven would respond in the bottom of the 4th with runners on the corners. The junior, Elena Craig, with the hot grounder to 2nd. That would score Grace Walker. It's 2-1 now. Jump ahead to the top of the 7th. Trenton down to its final out, still trailing 2-1. Rickman would get the rally going with the base hit to left. Then, sophomore London Williams on the 3-2 pitch. She takes this one down the left field line for the stand-up double. Rickman would come all the way around across the dish, and we are tied up at 2. Trenton still not done. Molly Edmonds hits out to left center. That ball drops in. Williams would score, and the Trojans complete the comeback, taking the win 3-2. T-Town! And we head to the Mid-Michigan area. Essexville Garber ranked 9th in Division II. We're at home to take on the Midland Chemics. The junior Sarah Baskett was on the hill for Garber, and she was dealing, throwing 11 strikeouts while allowing no runs in her 7 innings of work. She would also get it done at the plate, sending this to deep left and just hitting the top of the wall. That would score a pair as the Dukes lead 4-0 after the opening inning. More from Garber in the bottom of the 3rd. Emma Miller would knock in her 2nd RBI on the day. The Dukes now up 5-0. This would be all Essexville Garber this afternoon. In the 4th, Alexis Linton with a deep shot to left, and that one is way out of here for the solo shot as Garber would go on to shut out Midland 9-0. State Champs has a great partnership with the Detroit Medical Center's Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine team. Our Game Changer segments are designed with the high school athlete in mind. We also like to keep you guessing. So true or false, should I change my workout routine every 3 to 4 weeks? Let's find out the answer.
Hi, I'm Laura Ramos with DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine with today's Game Changers Pop Quiz. True or false? Changing your workout every 3 or 4 weeks can improve your training results and prevent injury. The answer is true. Exercise variation is a very important factor when designing an exercise program. And changing exercises every 3 to 4 weeks can increase performance and decrease injury. It's important to apply these variations correctly to maximize your results. Here's some tips. First of all, choose 2 or 3 different exercises for each movement. Change these exercises every 3 to 4 weeks. And your dosage. What do we mean by dosage? You can start with something called straight sets. This is your typical performing 10 repetitions of the same weight for 3 sets, resting for 90 seconds between. Next, you can progress your dosage from standard sets to pyramid sets. This is done by decreasing the weight and increasing the number of reps. For example, start out with 50 pounds and do 10 reps. Then go to 60 pounds and you're doing 8 reps. 70 pounds, 7 reps, and then you go back down the pyramid, doing your next set at, again, 8 reps for 60 pounds and finishing with 10 reps at 50 pounds. So add in this dosage of standard sets and pyramid sets to provide variety.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
Hey everyone, and welcome back into the State Champ Studios. I'm joined now by a very special guest, Brian Chittister, who is the owner of College Bound Jocks. Thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me, Sydney.
We're excited to have you here. And before we get started on talking about our Total Softball Player of the Year race, we want to know a little bit about you and about College Bound Jocks. So will you explain what that is?
Sure. So College Bound Jocks, we started about 10 years ago. We are a recruiting company that I like to say we're a marketing firm for athletes.
Yeah.
So we actually produce skills videos for these athletes and then help market them to the appropriate college coaches. That's the big key in recruiting, is making sure that I always say you're fishing in the right pond. So as long as you got to match the player's talent with the level at the college that we think that they're appropriate for.
Yeah.
And that's when all the magic happens, when you start getting the kids in front of the right college coaches, and that's basically what we do.
Yeah, so I know you've seen a lot of talent come through CBJ. This is going to be a tough question. What is your favorite part about that job and about owning this company?
I think the best part of and why we do it is just that I just get a lot of enjoyment out of helping kids get to that next level. I know most people know my daughter played for the U.S. Olympic team, and I followed her all the way through from the time she was little to now in pro ball, and just seeing all the opportunities that she's been given that are just so amazing, and I just want to have other kids experience, just even if they got half of what she's been able to accomplish, is just a thrill, and it's always good. I mean, kids have a dream to go play at the college level, and to be part of that and helping them, that's what we love to do. You've
seen a lot of talented athletes come through your company, and one of them we're going to talk about today, Allie Van Brandt. I mean, she is a threat on the diamond, at the plate. What can you say about her?
Yeah, triple threat. The kid, I just love her. We actually helped to produce her skills video last summer, as when I really got to meet her, and she's just a phenomenal player. We actually even use some of her highlights in our own promotional stuff because she's so good. She's actually committed to Indiana University. I got to go out and watch her this past weekend. She was playing a tournament out in Canton. Just phenomenal. Her stats, just to give people an idea, after 28 games, she's batting .712. She's got a .742 on base percentage with 57 hits, 10 doubles, 8 triples, and she's 24 for 24 on stolen bases. She is so fast and so athletic. She's just a lot of fun to watch.
Incredible. And this is her junior season. So last year as a sophomore, she was setting records for Ottawa Lake Whiteford just as a sophomore. Like we said, some of them, just to mention, her batting average. Set a record for that at .642. She had 77 hits on the season, 66 runs scored, and then stolen bases at 40. So She's already
she's
more than halfway there.
Yeah, halfway there, and it's like she's just exciting. I say about her, she's electric. You know, when I watch her, it's just like, wow, the energy coming off of her is just amazing, and she's just fun to watch.
Yeah, and seeing that she's now committed to Indiana, when she made that commitment, what went into that, and how did you guys impact that?
You know, I thought Indiana took a little too long to make that decision. I was kind of like, what are you waiting for? I mean, she's just so talented. But Indiana's known for speed, so that was one thing that they were really looking at her for. And eventually they just realized that they needed to pull the trigger on her, and everything kind of fell into place. And that was the school she wanted to go to. It was her #1 school, so she's really happy. And I know from watching so many kids that she is going to be an impact player when she gets there.
Right, and some of her strengths on the diamond, she plays shortstop. What do you think are her biggest strengths out there on the field?
Just speed is her thing. She's quick. She's got quick hands. If you watch how her footwork is at shortstop, I mean, whether she plays short at Indiana, she may be at second base, they could put her in the outfield. She's that athletic. It really doesn't matter. But her quickness, she's got such quick hands, and how she does her transitions from turning double plays, anything like that, she's just quick. And that's her game.
Yeah, and seeing that she's only going to get better, just a junior, so she still has another year here too. She's making a splash in the Michigan softball world right now. And we have a ton more players that we're going to talk about on our podcast.
Right.
Diamond Gems with Donnie Dreyer will be back and join us there. We didn't fire him, don't worry. He's still part of the team.
Yeah, we've got a lot of shout outs to give, so we'll be doing that on the podcast.
Yes, some players who are on the top 10, some are on the top 15 watch list, and some who are trying to creep into it. So we're going to give a ton of shout outs there, so be sure to tune in to our Diamond Gems podcast. And as always, you can vote for the top 10 at statechampsw.com. I'll repeat that again because it's very important. Statechampsw.com is where you can go and make your votes for the top 10. But next week is when it starts to get wild. We are going to make some changes into the top 10, and it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, so be sure you're checking out the podcast and next week's episode, because we'll be showing those new changes.
Yes, thank you so much, Brian, for joining us for this week. And of course, Donnie will be back next week, but we really enjoyed having you on the show.
Well, thanks for having me. I enjoyed being here.
Well, that's a wrap for another edition of Swing Away. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week. State Champs Swing Away is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. Visit ltuathletics.com and recruit yourself. State Champs Swing Away is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Detroit Medical Center Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Pros. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Male and Female Athlete of the Year Awards. Stay tuned for the announcement of this year's 12 nominees coming soon. Who will be this year's Male and Female Athletes of the Year? Find out live Monday, June 6th, only on the State Champs Michigan Network. U.S. Navy Recruiting Michigan. Call 313-315-2560 and talk to a local officer to find out how the Navy can take you anywhere from the sea to the stars. Oakland School's technical campuses are designed for any student who wants to graduate high school with industry certifications, on-the-job experiences, business connections, and college credits. Check them out at ostconline.com.